Listen, when you work hotel concierge for 5 years, you learn to read people instantly. Businessman or tourist, VIP or nobody, friendly guest or potential problem. But this concierge had a special talent for reading killers, because he'd been one himself for 15 years with British intelligence. Hey everyone, welcome back to Time Awakened. Before we dive into this fascinating story, I gotta ask, drop a comment and tell me what city you're watching from right now. Seriously, I love seeing our global community come together. And if you think stories like this deserve to be heard, smash that subscribe button and help us honor the people who should never be forgotten. The Grand Metropolitan Hotel, London, on the Thames riverbank. 200 years of history, 5-star luxury. Walking distance to Westminster, Big Ben views, the world's most elite clientele. Diplomats, CEOs, Hollywood stars, royalty, they all stay here. In the lobby, marble floors, crystal chandeliers, hand-woven rugs. Every detail perfect, every service impeccable. Customers don't come here just for accommodation. They come for status, prestige, absolute privacy. At the concierge desk stands James "Jimmy" Ashford, 43 years old, medium height, always in a perfectly pressed suit. He's worked here for 5 years, maintaining perfect professional manner with every customer. Restaurant reservations, theater tickets, private transport, exclusive access. He organizes everything. Customers see Jimmy, but don't notice him. He's like part of the furniture, helpful but invisible. The perfect concierge, knows everything, says nothing, absolute discretion. But Jimmy's past runs much deeper than discretion. 5 years ago, Jimmy was Agent James Ashford, MI6 Operations Directorate. 15 years with the British Secret Intelligence Service, international operations, classified missions. Jimmy's specialty, assassination and counter-assassination. Worldwide, high-value targets, political eliminations, foreign intelligence threats. From London to Moscow, Beijing to Cairo, Jimmy worked in the shadows. His last assignment ended his career. Russian oligarch Dmitry Volkov, dirty money launderer for Putin's regime, international arms dealer. Jimmy had approached undercover, 3-year operation. Mission successful, but Jimmy's identity was blown. Russian intelligence began hunting Jimmy. MI6 gave him a choice: disappear or die. Jimmy chose disappearance. New identity, new life, new profession. James Ashford became a hotel concierge. Perfect cover, public place, many people, constant witnesses, but simultaneously anonymous. 5 years of peaceful life. Jimmy genuinely loved the hospitality industry, helping people, providing service, solving problems, without violence, without bloodshed. But old habits die hard. He'd analyze every guest, body language, speech patterns, cultural markers, potential threats. Professional paranoia, survival instinct. He'd study the hotel's security systems, cameras, access points, escape routes, emergency protocols. Officially for guest safety, privately for his own survival. Most customers were legitimate, business travelers, tourists, families. But occasionally, suspicious characters would come. Jimmy would identify them, quietly alert security. For 5 years, no major incidents. Jimmy maintained his peaceful existence. Past buried, present stable, future hopeful. But the past found Jimmy. Tuesday evening, 7:30 p.m. Jimmy was handling the day's final business at the concierge desk. Late check-in, Mr. Alexander Petrov, Russian passport, diplomatic immunity. The man approached, tall, thin, expensive suit, cold eyes. He looked like a normal business traveler, but Jimmy immediately saw red flags. Walk pattern, too careful, constantly scanning surroundings. Speech, perfect English but slight accent. Hands, manicured but calloused, signs of weapon usage. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Grand Metropolitan. Jimmy with a professional smile. Thank you. I have a reservation. Petrov. Jimmy checked the computer. Reservation legitimate. Diplomatic status verified. Embassy guarantee. Everything official. Everything clean. But Jimmy's instincts were screaming. Certainly, Mr. Petrov. Presidential suite, correct? Yes, I require privacy. Jimmy prepared the keycard. Of course, sir. Our presidential suite offers complete discretion. May I arrange dinner reservations, theater tickets? Petrov smiled, cold, calculating. Perhaps I have business meetings next few days. Jimmy handed over the keycard. Excellent. If you need assistance with anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Petrov took the card, fingers briefly touching Jimmy's. Jimmy felt something. Recognition. Suspicion. Thank you, James. Jimmy froze. The guest shouldn't know his first name. His name tag said, J. Ashford. Petrov walked toward the elevator, but turned back once. Eye contact. Direct. Knowing. Threatening. Jimmy immediately knew. This wasn't a random guest. This was a professional. He went to the hotel security office. CCTV footage review, guest database check, cross-reference with intelligence databases. Alexander Petrov, multiple identities, international travel, diplomatic covers. Real name, Alexei Petrov, Russian FSB, international assassination specialist. Jimmy's blood turned cold. This wasn't coincidence. Petrov had specifically chosen this hotel, specifically in Jimmy's presence. But why? Jimmy had been clean for 5 years, no enemies, no active threats. Unless... Jimmy researched the hotel guest list. Next 3 days, international arrivals. German high-value targets. Political assassination opportunity. Jimmy immediately understood. Petrov was here for a hit. And Jimmy was a witness, potential threat, security risk. Jimmy activated MI6 emergency protocol, secure phone line, encrypted message, Blackbird to Nest, asset compromised, international threat active. Response immediate, Nest to Blackbird, maintain cover, support inbound. But support was hours away. Jimmy was alone, surrounded by innocent guests, facing a professional assassin. Jimmy mentally reviewed the hotel's floor plans, presidential suite, 20th floor, single-access elevator, emergency stairs at both ends. Defensive positions limited, escape routes minimal. Petrov had strategic advantage, high ground, single-access control, diplomatic immunity. Jimmy was at a disadvantage, public place, innocent bystanders, limited weapons access. But Jimmy had home field advantage, building layout knowledge, security system access, staff cooperation. 10 p.m. Jimmy's shift ended. But he didn't go home. He stayed at the hotel in the security office monitoring. From CCTV, he watched the presidential suite. Petrov in room, probably planning the next day's operation. Jimmy reviewed the guest list again. Tomorrow morning, German advisor breakfast meeting, 8 a.m., French official lunch, 1 p.m., British diplomat dinner, 7 p.m., multiple opportunities, multiple targets. Petrov was professional. Backup plans, alternative methods, contingency scenarios. Jimmy applied his old training, counter-assassination protocols, target protection, threat neutralization. This wasn't Jimmy's field anymore. 5 years hospitality, 5 years peace, but survival instincts never fade. Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., Jimmy started his early shift. Confirmed the German advisor's breakfast reservation. Private dining room, 8 a.m., minimal security. Perfect assassination opportunity. Jimmy spoke with the hotel security chief, Tony Martinez, former police, trustworthy. Tony, we have a suspicious guest, room 2012, needs extra attention. What kind of suspicious? International criminal background, diplomatic immunity, but potential threat. Tony nodded. Hotel staff was alerted. Discreet surveillance began. 7:45 a.m. German advisor arrived, escorted to private dining room. 2 bodyguards, minimal weapons, relaxed atmosphere. 7:50 a.m. Petrov came down in the elevator, wearing a service uniform, disguised as hotel staff, Perfect infiltration. Jimmy immediately went into action. "Mr. Petrov," Jimmy approached with a professional smile. "May I assist you?" Petrov was surprised. Cover blown, disguise useless. "I am room service." "Of course. Which guest?" Petrov hesitated. No legitimate answer. Mission compromised. Jimmy continued. "Perhaps breakfast for the German gentleman. He's in the private dining room." Petrov's eyes narrowed. Jimmy knew too much, was too specific. "You know who I am," Petrov whispered. "I know what you are," Jimmy replied quietly. "Question is, what are you going to do about it?" Petrov's hand moved toward his weapon, concealed under the service jacket. Jimmy was faster, grabbed Petrov's wrist, applied pressure point, weapon disabled. "Not here. Not now. Too many witnesses." Petrov smiled coldly. "Then where?" "Basement. Maintenance area. Private conversation." Hotel basement. Service tunnels, mechanical rooms, isolated areas. Perfect place for final confrontation. Jimmy led Petrov down emergency stairs, away from the guests and cameras. "You've been impressive, James Ashford," Petrov said. 5 years, perfect cover. MI6 trained you well." "What do you want, Alexei?" "My job. German advisor must die. Your interference." "Not gonna happen." Petrov laughed. "You're hotel concierge now. Soft life, soft skills. I'm active assassin, professional killer." Jimmy smiled, first genuine smile in years. "Let me show you something about soft skills." Combat engaged, assassin versus spy, Russian training versus British, active versus retired. The basement became a battlefield. Concrete walls, harsh lighting, industrial environment. No finesse, no subtlety, pure violence. Petrov was skilled. Spetsnaz training, multiple weapon specializations, recent field experience. Jimmy was experienced. MI6 operations, survival instincts, knowledge of environment. The fight lasted 6 minutes. Hand-to-hand, weapons, improvised tools. Both professional, both deadly, both determined. Jimmy's advantage: defensive position, environmental knowledge, moral motivation. Petrov's advantage: recent training, active status, killer instinct. Jimmy won. Experience overcame recent training. Motivation defeated instinct. Petrov disabled. Alive, but neutralized. Mission failed. Threat eliminated. Hotel security arrived. Tony Martinez and team. Professional response. Discreet handling. "Police?" Tony asked. "No," Jimmy replied. "Different authorities." MI6 team arrived within an hour. Cleanup crew. Evidence removal. Diplomatic resolution. Agent Sarah Williams, Jimmy's former handler, came personally. "Impressive work, James. You haven't lost your touch." "I don't want my touch back, Sarah. I want my peaceful life." Sarah nodded. Petrov was freelance, no official Russian backing, personal vendetta. "Against me?" "Against MI6. You were a convenient target, high-profile setting." "Come back, James. We need experienced agents." Jimmy looked around the basement. Scene of violence, reminder of past life. "I have a job, Sarah. I help people. Legitimate way, peaceful way, honest way. Hiding isn't living. I'm not." Next day, Jimmy was back at the concierge desk. Business as usual, professional smile, helpful attitude. The German advisor extended his stay, unaware how close death had come. French official arrived on schedule. British diplomat safe and secure. International incident prevented. Diplomatic crisis avoided. Innocent lives protected. Jimmy continued his routine. Restaurant reservations, theater tickets, transport arrangements. Normal concierge duties, normal peaceful life. But now with deeper understanding. The service industry wasn't a retreat from important work. It was a different kind of important work. But the real truth was this: Jimmy never stopped serving his country. He just changed the method, protecting people through hospitality instead of violence. serving guests instead of the Queen, preserving peace instead of conducting war. Real agents never retire. They just find new ways to protect innocent people. You know what I told you. Never underestimate service industry workers. That concierge, that waiter, that hotel manager, they might have incredible backgrounds, dangerous training, powerful loyalties. And when they're threatened, a warrior might emerge from behind that professional smile. Because some missions never end. Some oaths never expire. Do you know a hidden protector like this? Someone working in service industry, but with an extraordinary past? Write their stories in the comments, because here at Time Awakened, we honor service heroes. The ones who protect every day, help people, provide extraordinary service in normal life. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Sometimes the most helpful people are the most dangerous.